All right, my Cancer friends, how are you today? Aaron here, bringing you your monthly horoscope for April of 2020. It's a little bit slower of a month astrologically than the last few months have been, which is kind of nice. We're getting a break in one sense. However, we're getting a lot of growth. It's like truly springtime, and we're all blossoming like flowers. And for you in your chart, especially as a Cancer rising, you have everything is in the southern hemisphere, which is the top part of the zodiac. Here, I'll show you. Right, astrology is a reflection, so this would be north, this would be south, right? Which deals with other people. Starting with your seventh house here, which is Capricorn. Now you've got quite a bit of energy, and again, depending on where you're at, quite a bit of this energy is moving into your eighth house. But again, depending. Saturn is only going to move to 2 degrees of Aquarius before retrograding back to like 25, 26 degrees Capricorn. All right. So you still have a ton of energy here in your seventh house, which deals with partnerships, relationships of any kind, not just romantic relationships and partnerships, but it could be business partnerships. Again, this is the sign of Capricorn. So this is the authority of how we're dealing with each other, my personal authority, your personal authority. You got Mars will be moving in through your eighth house, absolutely, which does deal with your, shared resources. This is what's mine, what's yours, what's ours together. Mars, our planet of action, saying like, okay, let's move forward with, this could be a move in together. This could be start a business together. This could, some sort of cooperative agreement happening here this coming month. Now, right on the 3rd, okay, we've got Mercury and Neptune conjunct up here in your ninth house. All right, this is a powerful conjunction. Mercury is about information. Neptune is about your dreams and imagination. And ninth house here is about faith. It's about travel. It's about higher education, knowledge, learning. So, having your communication planet and your dream planet with this place of learning and knowledge and all this is a really powerful aspect to have, especially with it creating this septile over here to Jupiter and Pluto, which are exact conjunct on the 4th. All right. Now, this is dealing with the shadow side of self. Pluto, of course, represents the shadow, things dying, fertilizer, it's like the ash of trees is a great fertilizer, right? So it's like this must die, this thing must die in order to expand and to grow, right? So it's like one form must end to begin another form. Again, if this is about a partnership, getting into a partnership with somebody else, this could be the end of my personal individuality in a sense. As I'm, it's just like once you're married or something, you're a couple now. It's not just about you and your solo journey. This is about, it's about the business as whole, not just me as an individual. It's like captain sinks with the ship. So this is you really connecting with that ship and letting part of the self go that just deals with selfish agendas. And I don't mean, being selfish, but just like completely solely thinking about my own individual perspective opposed to the group or myself and the partner. Again, whether that's business or personal relationships, right? Now, on the 3rd as well, so this is right off the top of the gate between the 3rd and the 4th here that these guys are making this connection. Now on the 3rd as well, Venus is going to move out of your 11th house into your 12th house. Okay, so Venus is moving into Gemini, okay, into this place of karmic endings for you, right? Venus is everything you love, want, and desire in life, people and things. It's also your money planet. Okay, so there's some sort of karmic ending, gaining new knowledge about this, things coming to a completion, wrapping up old business, perhaps wrapping up old traditions. Either way, that's moving through your 12th house, and although the retrograde won't happen till May, it will also retrograde here in the 12th house for you as well. All right. Now on the 7th, there's a full moon in Libra, which is really exciting. Okay, so this is between your 10th house and your 4th house. Between your career public image is where the sun's going to be in Aries, and then the moon's going to be down here in Libra. This happens at 10:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is going to be one of the brightest full moons of the year, if not the brightest full moon of the year, and especially if you're over here on the Eastern, Standard Time, Eastern Daylight Time. We're going to see this very bright, beautiful moon, a very big, beautiful moon up there in Libra, which is really exciting. Again, signifying spring is here. Okay, mother is here to nurture us. It being in the 4th house for you, there's like taking a nurturing sense, a caring sense of heart and home. Okay. Acknowledging, paying attention to your family, really caring about your family, or caring about the home front in general, right? And it's shining the needs and the balance between work and home life. Okay, so that's what this big opposition is about here, this full moon, between the balance of work and home, right? So that's on the 7th. Now, on the 12th, this is how fun this is going to be, all right, my Cancer friends. On the 12th, Mercury is going to enter Aries. All right, now Mercury's been here in your 9th house, straddling your 9th house here since February. Okay, the very beginning of February. And now it's finally on April 12th moving into Aries. All right, and it's going to be soaring. Now, Aries is the initiation, right? Aries is the spark of the match that gets the fire going. And Mercury finally getting out of its fall place, right? It rules Gemini here, and Virgo. So its fall is Sagittarius and Pisces. So it's not in its favorable spot. It's not clear communication. It's intuitive information, which is positive. We certainly need that. However, Mercury wants clear-cut and defined information, especially, that's what Virgo says here. So Mercury entering your 10th house, this is about your career. This is about your public image. This is about your job. This is about you as being an authority. And Mercury coming in, planet of communication, rips in here on the 12th and is out by the 27th, okay? It's spending only 15 days to rip through this sign. Okay. Now, the positive thing is we're getting a spark of energy, okay, which is exciting. That, some fast thinking, it rules thinking thoughts as well as the communication. But in Aries, it can also be, that putting the carriage before the horse, speaking too fast without thinking it through, sharp tongue. These words are arrows that pierce the hearts. So we got to be careful on how we're communicating this month, especially from the 12th to the 27th, before Mercury slows down a bit and enters Taurus. All right. Now on the 19th, we have the sun entering the sign of Taurus, which is your 11th house, which is about community. All right. Really, really beautiful. So the 19th, the sun enters. Okay. On the 22nd, there's going to be a new moon. Now, this is going to happen depending on where again, your degree is in your chart. This will be between your 10th or 11th house. Okay. Career, public image, as well as community, kind of teetering the both. And how can you do something for the community? What's going on? How can you be of service to the community, as well as how are you being forward thinking during this time to create some income for yourselves, and how you are appearing to look to other people. Again, as it's teetering right between your 10th and 11th house. All right, most likely this is probably going to be in your 10th house, but again, it just depends on your sign specifically. And if you do want a reading from me to dive deeper into how all of this is affecting you, of course, please reach out. Now, on the 26th, Uranus is going to, the sun's going to conjunct Uranus. So this new moon, new beginning here in Taurus, is going to be closely conjunct to Uranus, which is about breakthroughs. Uranus is his job to release, right? Saturn is tension and pressure. Pluto's transformation. Jupiter's expansion within the laws of reality. Neptune is expansion outside the laws of reality. And where there is pressure and tension and action and aggression and desire, and needs there must be a release, and that's Uranus's job. So we say expect the unexpected while dealing with Uranus, right? So there's a new moon, new beginning, something happening on the horizon, again, in between your career and your like friend sector, your community sector, you know, and it's stable. This is saying I want a stable new beginning. And what can I do financially to create a stable new beginning for myself during such interesting economical times, right? Now, on the very end of the month, we have a lot of forward momentum going on. I must say this, you know, besides the Mercury retrograde, which has seemed like forever because it's so slow moving through Pisces again, and it's one of its weakest places it can be in the zodiac. It seems like there hasn't been a lot of forward momentum. It seems sluggish, and there's an illusion happening. Okay. Plain and simple, there's an illusion, and Pisces and Neptune deals with the media, and we're all being sucked into the media right now. But there is forward momentum happening, and we're certainly going to see that in April when Mercury enters into Aries. Okay. Now, we're going to have Pluto is our first outer planet of the year that's going to begin a retrograde cycle, okay? And then by dominoes, one after another, throughout the beginning of this summer, spring and summer, the rest of the planets, you know, Saturn's next, and then Venus, then Neptune, then Mars. Okay, we're going to have every single planet retrograde this year, where Mars and Venus don't retrograde every single year. Okay, so the fact that we do get those coming up. So Pluto is our first one, and it's gonna station retrograde on the 25th. Okay, and then it's going to take 2 days stalling out, stationed, and then it's going to begin its retrograde cycle on the 27th, really moving back. So we're not really going to be feeling any of the retrogrades happening this month. It's really, we're going to feel them more next month, you know. What changes we're making in our lives, what changes we're working through our own shadow. Again, this Jupiter-Pluto conjunction is going to happen 3 times this year. This one here on the 4th of the month is the very first. What we're dealing with absolutely right now is the first of this. And it's asking us to step up. It's asking us to grow. It's asking us to look at ourselves, you know, even our own, the way that we complain in our own minds. You know, something as simple as that, or unhappiness, you know, and an abundance on one end and scarcity on another. Do I need the abundance to be happy and joyful and blissful? Does everything have to be, you know, rainbows and unicorns with myself and my partners for me to find happiness in myself? Or does my shadow come out when things aren't going the right way for me? You know, there's a silver lining in every cloud, and this Jupiter-Pluto aspect, it happens once every 13 years, is happening right now for us all. And again, it's going to 3 times this year. You know, it happens once every 13 years, and this year it happens 3 times for us. So there's a huge opportunity to grow this month. Again, not a huge amount of events happening, but a huge amount of growth. So as always, thank you for hanging out with me. If you're new to the channel, check out the daily meditations. Those are kind of new, as well as the daily astrology videos. It's going to be a good month ahead, all right? Thank you, as always. We'll see you tomorrow.